Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my full layout share for the month of September. And I'm sorry, I have the windows open. It's a beautiful, beautiful day, and there's a helicopter going by. Anyway, so you will have seen by now my wrap up for Collection Obsession, as well as my wrap up for How to Kill a Kit with Style. But I know many of you have said that you like to see a full layout share, and there are a few layouts here. So I've got the Build-A-Page and a couple, and my background basics, and a couple of other layouts that I did other than with those two series. And I have these here to begin with, so that once we get to the layouts that were included in those wrap-ups, if you've already seen them and you want to just stop there, by all means feel free. I'll talk a little bit about expenditures at the end as well. So this is a Build-A-Page layout. It's my first Build-A-Page layout, and it was it was the first one that I actually made, but it's not the first one that I posted. And this was using that famous page kit that where I got the Echo Park Happy Fall, I think was it, page kit out. And the one, Sharon, this is the one where you left me that fun comment. Oh look, I have no pattern paper. Proceeds to add all sorts of pattern paper, and then I left you the comment, sort of spoiler alert, didn't use hardly any of that pattern paper. That's what this is. So it was a sketch Sunday as well, and it was a sketch chosen by Crystal, and I did some watercoloring on the background. So really the only pattern paper that I used was to map my photos, and then a teensy little bit here of some hoarded Auburn Lane 6x8 paper. So of course, as I've mentioned before, all of these have videos, so I won't spend too much time on them. This is also a Build-A-Page layout, and this was using the New Day, the page kit based on New Day, and I kind of love it, and I'm quite happy and pleased with myself here because I used one of the stickers on the sticker sheet, so I quite like that. And then these bits that were sort of scraps that I added to the page kit, a little bit of Bramble Fox here, and some Cocoa Vanilla that I had added as well, this wood button and this flare badge, as well as a couple of Nicole Jones 911 viewfinders and butterflies. And I quite like this. And as I mentioned, these are going into Julia's album. I'm getting close to finally finishing that album. This is my background basics for this month, the fun series that I do with my dear and lovely friend Helen from Island Scrapper here on YouTube. And I kind of love this. This was a little bit of a labor of love, but you know what? I love it. I love getting those tools out and getting some backgrounds done. And I also posted this over in my Scrappy Life because there was a stamping challenge in our last virtual crop that this would have worked perfectly for, although I didn't create it for that at all. This is definitely one of my favorites. This was Stamp It Like It's Hot. Love this as well. And it was to create a background using our stamps. So that would have fit both background basics and the challenge over in my Scrappy Life for the virtual crop. And I sort of love how this turned out. And I got the inspiration from this from a pattern paper that Shannon from She's Crafty was showing in one of her unboxings, and she had a pattern paper that was just so gorgeous, and it gave me inspiration to create this background. A little bit of Bramble Fox here and there, and again some gorgeous Nicole Jones 911 butterflies and Spiegel Mom scraps sequins, of course. So there we go. So those are the layouts that you have not seen yet if you have watched my other video. So I'll go through these maybe a little bit more quickly. As I say, I did do a full wrap-up for How to Kill a Kit with Style that sort of turned into a little bit of where am I now with the outdoorsy kit, and in that video I go through the leftovers and sort of get some paper kits ready as well. But I got quite a few layouts done. This one was a Spiegel Mom Scraps and the Rediscover Your Stash hop that we did, combining old with new. So I used my outdoorsy kit for the new and some Simple Stories Hearth and Home for the older items. This as a nod, as you know, in Rediscover Your Stash, our product focus was that for the entire month, so old with new. So as a nod, I tried to get a little something from my older stash on every layout. This is the outdoorsy kit, and this is a piece of chipboard from an older Paige Evans collection. Scrap lift, partial scrap lift here of the lovely Tracy from Mercy Tiara here on YouTube from Mercy Tiara Kit. And my nod to the old, here are some Jen Hatfield die cuts and stickers. This was Scraptember Day 4, and it was a scrap lift, and I scrap lifted the lovely Laura Alberts. And my nod to the older, here is this frame from Simple Stories. I think that was Hearth and Home as well, and these thickers 21. Everything else here is from the outdoorsy kit and some lovely Spiegel Mom Scraps sequins, because it was also one of my Spiegel Mom Scraps days, DT days. This one I love, love, love as well. And this was scrap lifting. This was for May I Scrap Lift You, and I was scrap lifting the lovely Brianna from My Life on Paper. Lots of sequins, some stitching, all sorts of goodies on here. And my nod to old here is this little die cut that was in my scrap bowl. This you just saw very, very recently. It was off the board, and it was also day 27 of Scraptember, where we needed to do some fussy cutting. So lots of gorgeous Nicole Jones 911 goodies here, and I used a color scheme from one of my Pinterest boards and some lovely, and I did add sequins. You see, I did add some sequins here. I said to you then I didn't know whether I would, and you'll see it in the layout share. Well, I did, my friends. This was the 6x8 that I did for Stretch the Sketch, and I still haven't added my H. I definitely need to go and do that, don't I, my friends? So there we go. This was a Sketch Sunday, and it was also day 3 of Scraptember, which was a sketch, and it was a sketch by the lovely Jess from the Scrappy Sisters. My nod to older bits here are these. This is using the new, my collection Obsession. We're into that section of the share now. And this is using Main Character Energy, the new Chamel collection, and this is from one of her older collections. And these are a couple of die cuts from Paige Evans and some Rosie Studio Epoxy as my nod to the older products. This was day 6 for Scraptember, and the prompt was hearts. As you can see, we have lots of hearts on this one. Main Character Energy here as well, therefore Collection Obsession, these gorgeous, gorgeous thickers. The nod to the old are these Bella Boulevard puffy stickers and these heart epoxy flare. This one, now this one I'm quite proud of. This might be up there as one of my favorites as well, together with my background basics, as I really went with a bold background and then paired it with white to sort of tone it down. But I really, really love this one. And my nod to old here, Jan Hatfield die cut or sticker, I think, and puffy stickers there. My little fella here, this was, the prompt for Scraptember that day was paper tearing, and this was also for Mad About Mini paper pads. And my little boy here, and my nod to the old is this die cut right here, and this flare piece. Got some lovely Bramble Fox goodies on here as well. Did some outlining, and those gorgeous Fitzgerald. And then this one I did for my Scrappy Life virtual crop that we have once a month. And this was my recipe challenge. And the challenges stay there, and we do this pretty much, I would say, round about the third weekend of the month, or at least that's been the case in the last couple of months. But the challenges are always there, and really right through until the next virtual crop, you can go over into that Facebook group, join, have fun, get some inspiration, use the challenges to get some of your layouts done. This, of course, was my collection obsession, and my nod to the older products here is this texture paste, Vicky Boutin Creative FX, and that texture paste, which was still just like butter. These are a couple of new things that I got this month from Hey Little Magpie. Some flair that she made to go along with main character energy, and I got 2 packages of those, my friends, and they are absolutely gorgeous, and I've put them away with my main character energy, so you're going to see them come back throughout the month. A few other things that I got from Hey Little Magpie as well, because she has a new way of shipping now where we can actually order on the website, and as long as it is small stuff, like you couldn't order any 12 by 12 or 6 by 12, but as long as it is sort of smaller stuff and under, I think, is it 250 grams, it can go in what's called a large envelope, and the shipping is really, really reasonable. In fact, it's cheaper almost than anything I could get here in Canada. So I took advantage of the fact that she was doing some flair for main character energy and got a couple of other things. You can see here I've already used a few. My watercolor cameras, you know how much I absolutely love these. They are so gorgeous. They're vintage, but they're watercolory, they're contemporary. They tick all the boxes for me. I absolutely love them. So I got 2 packages of those. And then, as I'm still working on my travel albums, Chloe's, Erica's, Joey's, and family, I got these London flair, which I love, and then the Paris. These are canvas. I've never used canvas, and I've never had any, so I'm anxious to see. They look quite nice. I'm sort of pleasantly surprised. I thought they were going to be a little bit sort of matte and drab, but they're not at all. Actually, I quite like them. Got that, and then I got some JD 3D wood veneer. I got another one of my Catitude and Perfect because I've used these already. And then I like these and how they are made for title pieces. So I got Amazing and Wonderful, and then Discover and Explore. And then I did a quick little add-on to some of my Bramble Fox goodies when I got my Fox box, because I needed to replenish some of my stars, like the basics. So I've got some black and white stars here. These lovely Paws and Bones. You know, I use these a lot, so I definitely needed another pack. Some basic hearts in a variety of colors here as well. And then, oh, and see, I have a couple of these. Did I get 2 of these? Or are they different? I think they're the same. I think I got 2 of these. So that sort of replenishes some of my basic hearts and star shapes and my paws. And these I've used already. Did it come in a box the first time? I can't quite remember, but I know I had received these already, and I use them, and I love them. They're just sort of generic, like always remember, this is the life, just lovely, it's little things, beautiful day, today was fantastic. They're sort of generic, so I got another pack of those. So that was my expenditure for September. The outdoorsy kit, you've already seen it, but that was actually in August, not in September. So I haven't bought anything else in September. And what I am likely to do, I really need to get into my stash, using my stash. As I've mentioned to you before, I mean, this is not tomorrow, it's not even in the next year, but probably in the next 2 to 3 years, I will likely be moving, perhaps downsizing. I'm not quite sure, but I've been, watching, some of my lovely friends. Cilla was talking about her move from Alabama to New York, and oh my goodness me, it sort of scared a little bit the living daylights out of me. And I thought, oh my God, I can't even visualize moving this stuff. And then Helen has been talking recently as well, as she's been doing her, what's the name of her series? I'm forgetting her series now. Oh my God, it's a lovely play on words. Her, her fixing series, I'll put it, House of Scrap, there we go. Her House of Scrap, and she's been talking about some of the older layouts and how she has so many albums, and she's maybe having to downsize some of those albums, and that really got me thinking. So you saw on my Christmas in September, I talked about that as far as my Christmas albums go, and I really do need to get into my stash. So I'll be treating myself in October, it's my birthday month, to a few things, and then I am really going to focus on stash, because basically I have 2 full Alex drawers, but there is an overflow to that. And I think my goal in the next year has to be to get rid of that overflow. I still have some iris containers. Now, I justify them in my mind by saying my Christmas stash is in a couple, and it's actually, I think, 3 iris containers. So definitely no Christmas stash for me this year. My pet, like stamps and collections of that, are also in another iris container. So I sort of justify them by saying, they're themed and they're specific, and that is true, but they should still fit in those Alex drawers. So I need to use a lot of the stuff, the collections that I have in those drawers, to make room to get what is in my iris container. So I'm going to do some sort of series. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm sort of in the early stages of thinking about it, but I'll come back to you more throughout the month of October, and let you know what I'm going to do with that and how I'm going to turn it into, hopefully, some inspiration for you and a series. Well, there you go, my friends. I've been blabbering away, so that's me. That is now September completely wrapped up. It was a fun month. I got 15 or 16 12 by 12 layouts done, and a double 6 by 8. So as long as I get 15 done in a month, that makes me quite happy. So tell me about your September down in the comments down below, my friends. Are you happy with what you got done? Were you playing along with Scraptember? How are you doing on using your stash versus new goodies? Give me all the fun stuff down below, my friends, and I will see you back here very, very soon. Bye for now.